Kevin Kelley, unbeaten, ranked in the top 10, taking on James Pipps. We'll be right back. Cheers Country Club in Kiamish Lake, New York. We're getting set for our co-featured event. Kevin Kelley and James Pipps. Scheduled for 10, it should be the toughest test yet for the undefeated Kevin Kelley.
I'm seeing on television, people to see me when I'm walking down the street recognize me. I like that. I think that's where fighters should be. I like to do movies. I would like to do music videos. I would like to do, I like to be on a City Hall show. We should be superheroes. We should be something where kids see us and they go crazy.
Kevin Kelley may well be on his way to becoming a superhero. The 24-year-old featherweight from New York has won 21 straight fights in less than 3 years as a pro. He now ranks in the top 10 in the world in the WBA and WBC ratings as he nears his goal of becoming world champion, something he wants because there's so much he wants to do.
I can give so much of myself when I'm champion of the world. Just like now, I'm the New York State featherweight champion. I've made more appearances with the belt already than anything else, and it's not what you do when you're champion. It's what you do with it. The great champion. What made fighters of yesterday so great? Ray Robinson. He had this great talent about him, his aura. That's the kind of aura that I like to show to people, for people to perceive me as, you know, I come and I'm an intellect. You know, I got versatility. I got the music company and I got the boxing. So it shows versatility that I can do just more than box. I can be an entertainer. I'm an entertainer. That's what I do.
Kevin Kelley has been very entertaining in the ring, always showing an exciting boxing style and an irrepressible personality. He seems to be always enjoying himself. But don't mistake his showmanship for a lack of dedication or desire. He's always in superb condition, and nothing gets in the way of his immense desire to be champion of the world.
I think people overlook one thing, that I may be a boxer, southpaw boxer, they look at a boxer puncher. But I have a heart of a street fighter from my neighborhood. I have a street fighter heart. That's what the difference is about me. When push comes to shove, when I'm in the ring with a guy who wants to push to shove, I'm not going to be like other fighters that run around the ring. I'm going to be right there. I'm going to go get you because I have a street fighter mentality. That's the thing I have. In boxing, I see a world title because I let nothing step in the way of my other thoughts. I have a lot of other things I want to do, and boxing is a way for me to do these other things. And boxing is my first heart and love, and this is what I love doing. It ain't like I'm in this sport to survive, or I'm in this sport because I want to make a living or anything. I'm in this sport because I want to be champion of the world.
And the winner by unanimous decision, Kevin Kelley.
And there is Kevin Kelley, led by trainer Phil Borsha, into the ring. He is the current New York State featherweight champion. I should have mentioned earlier that Virgilio Tour also won the New York State championship, junior lightweight championship, when they fought on the same card June 14th in New York. Kevin Kelley, who is a part of a record company called Win Records. On the Sam label, he represents a rapper named Spanish Fly and a rhythm and blues singer, Joseph Pilgrim. And he's very much active in the record company.
And you're also part of this record company?
No, he didn't like my singing. I auditioned
Sam
for him.
Record Company.
No, I think that's his friend Sam Weiss. He's taking on the veteran James Pipps, who came into the ring in full Indian headdress. His father is a full-blooded Indian, James Pipps, who says, win or lose, this will be his last fight. He hopes to make it a big win.
But he didn't say positively.
For 10 years, James Pipps has been banging people around the ring. He's gotten as high as #1 in the world, but he's never had a shot at a world title. Most of his fights have been tough battles, and though he has an excellent record, his 2 losses have set him back a long way, each one coming to a world-ranked fighter when a win might have earned him his big chance. After the loss to Jesse Benavidez, Pipps stayed out of the ring for a year and a half, collecting his thoughts and trying to decide whether to continue boxing. He's fought 4 times since his return, winning his last 3 following a 10-round draw. but not even his recent success has been able to erase the frustration of never getting a shot at the world title. So win or lose, he says tonight will be his last fight. And there is James Pipps. We are set for our co-featured event. Let's go back to Ward Todd for the introductions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event. 10 rounds of boxing in the featherweight division. First, here is your referee, Luis Rivera. Introducing first in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, weighing 127 3/4 pounds, with a record of 39 wins, just 2 losses and 2 draws. He has 30 big knockouts. From Vidor, Texas, here is James the Warrior Pipps. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the white trunks, blue stripe, weighing 127 pounds. He has an unblemished record of 21 wins and no losses, 15 knockouts. Currently ranked number 9 in the world by the WBA, number 10 by the WBC. From Flushing, New York, here is Kelley. 10 rounds of boxing.
Scheduled for 10, James Pipps says he plans to pressure and try and hurt Kevin Kelley like he's never been pressured or hurt before.
Well, they call Pipps the Warrior, and that's the way he intends to fight, as a warrior. You know, you mentioned his father was a full-blooded Indian. I understand it's a Comanche, and they say that the other Indian tribes were always afraid of the Comanches. That's how tough they're supposed to be.
30-year-old James Pipps. So you say he's got to say positively, otherwise it doesn't count that he said this will be his last
Well,
fight.
I've heard too many guys retire. Saying they retire until the next good offer comes along. Let's see the way Pipps fights tonight. I think that's going to determine what he does in the future.
He has won his last 3 fights. His last bout was a win by decision. Kevin Kelley in his last bout, winning the New York State featherweight title by stopping Joe Walters in the 7th round. Matchup here, I think, Gil, of Kelley's speed, hand speed, and foot speed, and the heart and determination of James Pipps.
Well, I think that about sums it up. Kelley does have that hand speed and foot speed, and again we mentioned the fact that he's a southpaw. Pipps has been reaching with that right hand, and when he does, that right foot comes forward, and he's off balance. There it is again. And you see Kelley picked up and countered right away.
Pipps has been training in Texas and says he has been working with southpaws. He said he's never had trouble with southpaws in the past.
Well,
Kelley real quick with that jab.
He may have never fought a southpaw as good as Kevin Kelley. And there goes Pipps again, reaching with that right hand. When he does, that right foot comes forward. He's in no position to do anything.
Kelley popping that jab beautifully. And Pipps landing the body shot.
Again, Pipps is moving to his right. I always used to have my guys move to the left and try to use left hooks on the southpaw and let the right hand come by itself. When you move to your right, what you're doing is making a slugfest out of it, as Pipps did then, and he gets nailed by some pretty solid punches.
Kelley grabbing Pipps from behind the head. Kelley came with a good flurry from all different angles.
You can see just what's happening to Pipps. He reaches forward with that right hand and he's off balance.
Kelley stumbled but recovered quickly and using the quick hands. Good comeback by Pipps as we come to the end of round 1.
Now here you're going to see Pipps, look, he throws that right hand, but the right foot comes up. When he does that, he's way off balance, and he's an open target.
Here's round 2, scheduled for 10. Quick hands, and that's what's always been impressive about Kevin Kelley. Former 2-time Golden Gloves champion, New York Golden Gloves champion. Wow, that's impressive. 5-punch flurry. Might have been 6. I might have missed one in there.
Up to this point, Pipps has been a one-handed fighter, just throwing that right lead, trying to reach in with that right hand.
Sharp jab, and Kelley comes with that straight left right behind the sharp jab. Not much movement from Pipps. He's right in front of Kelley.
And when Kelley does punch, Pipps does not counter punching.
Pipps admits to being very frustrated by the fact that he was passed over when he was #1 contender and did not get a title shot. And he says one of the reasons he said that this would be his last fight is he says he doesn't want to go through the long, hard work of trying to climb back into #1 contention. Right now, Kelley is all over him.
Well, Pipps may have gone into this fight with the wrong mental attitude. He just doesn't seem sharp at all tonight, Sam. Doesn't look like a determined fighter anymore.
He's working on the inside with a free right hand. Kelley with a good uppercut.
Kelley showed us just about everything so far in his fight, Sam.
We have watched Kevin Kelley steadily progress in his professional career, which began September of 1988. Looking at him right here, Gil, he looks like a world-class fighter.
Certainly does.
Second before the bell, here's the knockdown.
Straight left hand by Kevin Kelley, right on the butt. Picture perfect punch.
Kelley out quickly in round 3. Kelley has looked terrific thus far in the first 2 rounds, which both Gil and I have given to him on our unofficial scorecards.
And the second round was a 2-point round for Kevin Kelley with the knockdown. And, you know, Pipps may have said he was working with southpaws in the gym. And southpaws don't give him any trouble, but up to this point, he's having trouble. And a lot of it I attribute to Kelley's southpaw style. He keeps giving up his balance by reaching with that right hand.
What would he be better off doing rather than reaching with the right?
Be better off moving to his left, looking to throw that left hook right at Kevin Kelley's right elbow. You'd be surprised. You throw that left hook at the guy's elbow, he gets it out of the way a lot of times and you hit him to the body.
He got one left hook in there, up to the head, a quick, short left hook. Pipps moving in and trying to apply some inside pressure. Good fast combination by Kelley, and the straight left hand is scoring big. Pipps trying to hold on here. Kelley all over Pipps.
And every punch on the mark, Sam. Hands are so accurate tonight.
Pipps answering back with a right hand. Pipps has collected himself, and now he's charging in at Kelley.
Kelley's hands were so accurate in that flurry. Every punch on the mark.
Good recovery by James Pipps after he was wobbled again by a right hand to the side of the head. Kelley just sets up that straight left so well. Pipps has come in with a couple of good right hands. Kelley's hands are free, and he bangs away. Pipps keeps coming on. And Kelley keeps landing. Right hand has gotten in a couple of times for James Pipps in this round. Straight right again by Pipps. Kelley almost got a little careless there. Hand speed. A huge difference in hand speed, and it favors Kevin Kelley.
Cheer up, cheer up. Lock it. Come on, come on. Come on, stay focused, man. Over here, huh? Hey, over here. Right up, nose, white. Okay, pay attention. Look at me and pay attention. Two things you gotta do. First off, you gotta stop leaning to the left when you get on the inside.
Watch the accuracy of Kevin Kelley's hands in this flurry. Right on the button with that straight left hand. There's a 1-2 again. Right hand, left hand.
Okay, you're good for 15. And this is only 2. Come on.
There's that straight left again. Right, left, right. 4 clean punches in a row, right on the button. But he took one in the meanwhile.
Okay. Cheer up, baby. Come on.
The corner for Kevin Kelley, and it's a good one. Done an outstanding job. Same team that works with Virgilio Tour. Kelley and Tour, very close friends. Tour winning it. Beautiful combination. Down goes Pipps. And Kelley, oh, you don't need that. That's
what was he doing?
That's bad.
What was he doing?
Sportsmanship. That's just awful. And the fight is over. It's a tremendous knockout for Kevin Kelley, but what a Bush move.
He spoiled everything good he did in the fight with that move at the end of the fight.
And the crowd is booing him, and deservedly so.
And that's not the Kevin Kelley I know.
I can't believe what I just saw in the ring from Kevin Kelley. This is a guy with a great personality, a terrific guy, and to just spoil what would have been a tremendous knockout victory.
Sensational win. And I can see Bobby Goodman's not too happy with him up there in the ring. And Bobby's talking to him.
Kelley is obviously upset about something that either Pipps did or said, but I still say there's no excuse. Saying that's all he did. It's still a Bush move, and Kelley is best to get out of the corner. Kelley is a very, almost a hyperactive person. Now he's trying to explain himself to Kenny Weldon. He's got to get out of there. What is he doing? That's just an awful display by Kevin Kelley. Terrible. And Reggie Tour trying to calm him down.
Commissioner Gordon is up there. He's trying to straighten things out.
Kevin Kelley has put on a terrible display of sportsmanship. Well, Louis Rivera is the referee has leaned in to say he didn't do anything to the fighter, and that's fine. We understand that. It's just an awful display of sportsmanship.
Yeah, he said he became emotional. You're in the ring. You're a professional prize fighter. We know he didn't hit him when he was down. They couldn't disqualify him, but what he did was uncalled for.
Absolutely. And Kevin Kelley calming down.
All right, now let's take a look at this. Let's see what happens here. Again, it was a beautiful display by Kevin Kelley of boxing ability and punching ability. And there he knocks Pipps down, and he stands over him. That reminds.
And here's another look, and now the crowd just reacting badly. Here's another look. There's the knockdown, and here's the aftermath.
Well,
Just awful. One of the worst that I've seen.
Kevin Kelley didn't win any friends doing that. Everything that he gained in the fight, as brilliant as he looked, he had to spoil it all with that display. Whatever it was, I'll never tell you. Here's Virgilio Tour trying to talk to him, trying to straighten him out.
This is a terrific young guy, a pleasure to be around and talk to, and very much focused about his career and his life, and then to mar the victory with a display like that. What a shame.
I thought that he and Kenny Weldon were going to come to blows.
Almost did. Ward Todd with the official announcement.
Gentlemen, here is your time, 26 seconds of round number 4. Winner by TKO, Kevin Kelley.
And you can see, and you can hear the crowd reaction. And the crowd, some members of the crowd throwing things into the ring at Kevin Kelley. Just an awful display